welcome to today's laying down workout class, or that's what I'm calling it this week as we focus on a topic of difficulty in dealing with chronic pain and emotional despair. Sometimes we show up and our bodies are heavy. We feel like there is nothing to give, there is nothing left, we are drained, and so I want to acknowledge just how big the first step is in showing up. And that's what you're doing right now. So come down onto your mat and lay down and loosen up in your body. Roll your chin from shoulder to shoulder, just kind of giving your neck some space here to open up. Then inhale, bring your chin to center, and exhale, let that go. Inhale, begin to lift your chin up towards the ceiling, and exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest, elongating a little bit through the front of the throat and the back of your neck. When we're in chronic pain and our nervous systems are constantly hypervigilant, we sometimes need to open up through the neck to help kind of regulate the system, so to speak. So then inhale, come to center, and exhale, grab your block. Keep your knees bent and inhale, bridge pose. Press into the heels of your feet and your arms for a second, and then use one of your arms, your right or left hand, to place the block underneath your sacrum, the spot that is above your tailbone and below your spine. So take the time here to adjust, and you don't have to earn rest. You don't have to have done enough to deserve to be here. Showing up is sufficient. So if you stay like this in your, what I'm calling a laying down workout, this is not taking the easier option, right? This is challenging sometimes to do something differently, to do the option that's right for our bodies right now versus what we may want to do. Now, if you have a little bit more in your body to give, then you can begin to march out your feet, lifting the right foot off the ground with the knee bent, and then lower and lifting the left foot off the ground and lower. Switching between right and left. And as you can see, I'm not going to count here because it's not about how much we're doing. It's more about getting into that connection of what does my body need? And then also dealing with that grief of, wow, maybe the inner critic shows up here and the voice says that you should be able to do more. And you don't have to argue with it. You just notice it, name it, and choose not to follow it. Choose not to try and ease the discomfort of shame and guilt from that inner critic. And instead, just do what your body allows today. If you would like, you can come out of your marches, inhale to center, and exhale, lift your left leg up long, straighten out your leg, and then point your toes to the ceiling, and then point the toes back towards you. Option to roll out the ankles, moving in clockwise and counterclockwise circles, and then pulsing out the leg, drawing it closer to you and further away, just tiny pulses. Inhale, find stillness, and exhale. Switch to the right side, lifting your right leg up, straightening the leg, pointing the toes, rolling out the ankles, and then pulsing the leg closer to you and further away from you. Now, again, going back to the block, it's okay if you have a pillow or a towel or something else. Now, inhale, come back to center, bringing both feet down. And then exhale, reach your hands up to the ceiling. And then bring your right palm to face up and grab the right fingertips with the left hand and gently pull back to give yourself a wrist stretch. Inhale, option to reach the arms overhead as you do this wrist stretch, just helping to lengthen through the sides of your body. Exhale, bring the hands back to center and inhale. Exhale, switch. Now grab the left fingertips with the right hand and gently pull back. finding that wrist stretch before you inhale, reach the arms overhead and lengthen the side of your body, or both sides of your body. Your body has carried you through every hard day so far, every single one, and that deserves some respect. Inhale, bring the hands to center, and exhale, reach the arms overhead with the palms facing up. Inhale, rotate or reach the arms down at the sides of your body with the palms facing down. Inhale, arms go overhead, reaching up. Exhale, arms go down, palms are facing or touching the floor. Move through this exercise here for your arms. Do as many as you'd like, as slow as you'd like. Note that you don't have to touch the floor. Your arms can completely be off the floor. Inhale, bring your arms out to a goalpost, 90-degree angles in the elbows, and exhale. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, straighten the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring them back to the goalpost. I know these as wall slides, but since we're on the floor, I guess these are floor slides. And you're just going to move in and out of your floor slides here. Chronic pain is real, physical, and complex. And so what I am saying here today is that the suffering we add on top of the pain, the shame, the self-criticism, the fighting of reality, that part we have some influence over, and reducing that layer is genuinely valuable, even when the pain itself remains. And so this is a space where we do not have to dismiss chronic pain. We do not have to pretend like it's not there, but we also don't have to let it hold us back in figuring out creative ways of how we can work out and how we can show up for our bodies and do our best with what we have. So inhale, bring your knees to center and keep the knees over the hips and roll the hips to the right side and then to the left side of your mat, massaging out the sacrum over your block. You can keep your arms at a goalpost or arms at the sides of your body. Inhale to center and then exhale, bring your feet down. Gentleness is not passive. It is one of the most powerful things you can do for a nervous system that has been in pain for a long time. And so if you'd like, for a moment, you can lift the hips off the block and lower, or you can just remain still. But offer yourself kindness here as we go in and out through these exercises, as we connect deeper to the breath. Inhale and exhale. Release onto your block if you've lifted. And then walk your heels out further. Come on to the heels of your feet. And then on your next inhale, lift the hips a little bit off the block. This gets into the hamstrings. This is a little bit more intense, in my opinion. And so note if it's too intense to lift, maybe you just focus on engaging the backside of your legs. Inhale, press into your heels and lift your hips. Exhale, place the block to the side and slowly roll down onto your spine. Inhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Exhale, rock side to side to give your lower back a little bit of a massage here. Take another breath in and then exhale. Let's do a corpse pose, Shavasana. Lower your legs down onto the mat so that they're nice and long, heels in, toes out, arms at the sides of your body, palms facing up. Feel free to close your eyes. Chronic pain is not just physical. It's a whole process happening in the brain and the nervous system. And when we are in a state of stress, shame, or self-criticism, the nervous system stays activated, which can actually amplify the pain signals. And so it's not imagined, it is part of neuroscience. So inhale, when you're ready to interlace your hands behind your head and let your elbows go wide. And for a moment, just let your chin roll shoulder to shoulder. And then inhale, bring your elbows up to point towards the ceiling, and exhale, curl up. Curling up the head and shoulders to lift just a little bit off the floor. You can gaze down towards your pubic bone and imagine trying to get into the pelvic floor a little bit more. So telling the low belly to engage what it can today. Inhale, slowly lower back down onto your head. Taking your time to go slow is a somatic experience, and it can actually help the nervous system connect to areas that maybe have felt numb before, or you just felt no connection. Inhale, bring the elbows back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lift and lower into your curl ups. So you're just going to lift a few inches off the floor, your head and shoulders, and then lower back down. Again, taking it at your own pace and doing what you can here. But again, the slower you go, it really helps the brain and the nervous system, or I guess I should say the nerves, map out each other and get more of a proprioception of where you are in space. Inhale, come to center and lay down with the elbows behind, or the fingers interlaced behind the head once more and elbows wide. Exhale, inhale, point the elbows up to the ceiling, and exhale, do a oblique twist, drawing the right elbow towards the left knee, lifting the head and shoulders just a few inches off of your mat. Hold for a few breaths here. Then inhale, center, and exhale, oblique twist to your right. Left elbow goes towards the right knee, doing your best to still breathe despite any shaking, despite any just difficulty here. Then inhale, slowly come back to center with the elbows wide and the head down, with the fingertips behind your head, interlaced behind your head. Inhale, point the elbows up. Exhale, come into your oblique twist, going left to right, left to right. Do this a few times, and every modification today is an act of self-compassion. It's not a compromise, and when you choose the version of a pose that works for your body, that is you refusing to shoot the second arrow. That is you saying, my body deserves respect exactly as it is today. Inhale, come back to center and lower down and let that go. Release the arms at the sides of your body. Taking a moment here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, hug your knees in towards your chest and rock side to side once more, finding that little massage on your back. Then inhale, bring your legs up an imaginary wall so the legs are straight up, point the toes or flex the toes towards you. Arms at the sides of your body for support, palms down, and then exhale, lift the hips just a little bit off the ground and inhale, lower. You may not lift very high, and that's okay. And you may notice that it happens fast and it's hard to slow it down. That's okay too. We are just finding the place that our bodies can go today as we build a little bit of core strength and keep things as simple as we can so we can take the guesswork out of what we're supposed to do, right? And just get into what we can do. Inhale, you can lift the head up, and exhale, scissor kicks, grabbing the left leg and lowering the right, and then grabbing the right leg and lowering the left. You could even bend your knees if you'd like. I find it a little bit easier to keep the legs straight. However, that does take some hamstring flexibility, and it can be a little intense as well. And it also takes the hip flexors into a lengthening position on that leg that's lowering. And so find where you go today, and then inhale, come to center, and exhale, supine twist. Goal post your arms out to the side, bend your knees, let both knees go to the right and your chin over to your left shoulder. Taking a moment to breathe. Inhale, come through center, and exhale, supine twist. Now the legs or the knees are over to the left and your chin is to your right. Inhale, come to center, and exhale, bring the feet down. Inhale, option to come into a figure four twist, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh and then lowering the legs to the right side of your body and then to the left and bringing the chin to the opposite shoulder of the legs that are lowering. And then inhale, center, and exhale, switch, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, and then again letting the legs lower to the left side of the body looking to the right, and then the right side of the body looking to the left. Inhale, come to center. Inhale, and then exhale. Shavasana is waiting for you. Coming down into your corpse pose once again, finding the position for your limbs that they like. The frustration of your body not working the way it used to, or the grief of canceled plans, missed moments, a life that looks different than you imagined. All of this, of the guilt of feeling like a burden. This is a practice, not a performance or a destination. Come back to it again and again, and that is the practice. Thanks for joining me in practicing today. Wishing you well, wishing you, finding as much self-soothing and comfort as you can in such a trying and difficult time and situation. Bye for now.